Hello everyone, it's Bree back again today for this, it's Thursday today, isn't it? Rainy Thursday here in Newcastle. Thought I would use this moment to say hello to you all. I can officially say that my motivation has completely left the building today. I've got a friend here putting a deck on the back of the house for us today. My husband's just walked in and I've had a client, or an old client now, girlfriend, come and visit this morning, and I've got a client in about half an hour, but the motivation is just not there at all today. And in the past, when this has happened to me, I would have spent the entire afternoon knocking myself down and beating myself up and, really criticizing myself for not being able to pull my shit together to do what needs to be done, particularly when it comes to my business. And so I just wanted to share this with you because I happen to know that every single female goes through feeling this way at least once a month, sometimes more often. And it's generally because either your hormones, your estrogen levels and your progesterone levels are starting to drop in preparation for your menstruation, which for me is just a couple of days away. So I know that definitely has a large factor in doing with my lack of motivation at the moment. And secondly, there are just some times when your creativity levels and everything that drives you to actually wanting to do things to accomplish stuff does drop. So should this happen to you, and this is why I encourage all of my clients to really become familiar with their hormone cycles, not just when their periods are due, but how their hormones actually impact their activity levels, their thinking, their ability to be able to process information and also regurgitate and give information, their sleeping habits and their eating habits. The more you can start to track yourself, then the more in allowance, I guess, you are. So when you are having a flat day or a unmotivated day, rather than beating yourself up and playing the shame game, you can look at it and go, right, what's going on? I know my hormones are dropping at the moment. So for me to be a little uninspired is okay. I know that because of that, I'm going to feel a little overwhelmed. So rather than trying to push a whole heap of burden uphill, just ride it out for a couple of days and trust that just like every tide has its ebbs and flows, your hormones will do the same and your motivation and inspiration will return in a couple of days. So if you are, or next time you are going through a couple of days where you're feeling a little flat, please be kind to yourself, regardless of whether you get a period or not, whether you've gone through menopause and you no longer get a period, or if you are using some form of contraception that stops your period from coming. Please know that there is always going to be an ebb and flow of your hormones, and the more familiar you can become in how you personally deal with your hormonal fluctuations, the more content and in acceptance you can be of yourself. Which I should probably now mention as well. I've been trying a product for the last 2 months. It is a product that you buy directly from their website. There's a Facebook group, a very active Facebook group. It's called Happy Hormones, and it was developed by a guy named Jeff Butterworth, I believe is his last name. He's had 20 years experience of working with females and hormones, and he's developed this product that works with our endocrine system. Now, the reason that I'm loving this product is because, one, it's all natural, so yippee-yay for that. But secondly, rather than trying to implement supplements to make up the difference or the lack of hormones that you might be experiencing. For instance, a lot of women generally are quite low in estrogen levels. So rather than having to take an estrogen supplement, Happy Hormones works with your endocrine system to build the hormones from production rather than trying to temporarily build it up. So Lisa Curry also is an ambassador for this product, and I've been using it now for 2 months. So far, I'm really loving it. I've noticed that my PMS has minimized. Where I used to be severe PMS for about 3 or 4 days, it'll be very sensitive. It's reduced to about a day and a half. My skin has improved and cleared up dramatically. My energy levels are improving. My clarity of mind's improving. And the basic things that happen with our hormones, like your cramping and your bloating, all of that for me has subsided. And I know, not that it's been an issue for me, but a lot of women who go on Happy Hormones tend to go on it if they find their emotional state is also fluctuating from high and low. Now, if you are experiencing emotional fluctuations, then know that yes, a product like Happy Hormones can definitely help you to stabilize that. However, it's not necessarily going to solve the cause of your emotional fluctuations because of what we know about epigenetics and also your female brain and the female brain's ability to strengthen emotions based on the stories that we're telling ourselves. So you really do need that three-pronged approach. But Happy Hormones is something that I am using that I'm very happy to recommend. You buy it directly from them. So unlike a lot of other products I've used in the past that is done by network marketing, this is direct from the source. It comes via post pretty quick after you order it, and it is really, really fantastic. So if you're recognizing that your hormones might be a little out of whack, then Happy Hormones is something that I can definitely recommend for you to give a go. So either way, I hope you have a sensational afternoon. If you are interested in learning more about how you can tap into your female cycle, or you've got specific questions, please reach out. And I love talking about female hormones. I love talking about the way that we can really move and grow with our cycles and with our own natural state, rather than trying to put ourselves into that very lineal mode, which a lot of men tend to run in. We've got to remember that men, once they hit puberty, their testosterone levels pretty much stabilise for their entirety of life. We as females, even before puberty starts to kick into gear, our estrogen and progesterone levels are constantly on rise or fall. So regardless of what kind of, what's a word? It's not contraception. Intervention. It doesn't matter what kind of intervention you use in regards to your hormone stabilization, you will always have a cycle. You will always have highs and lows, and the more you can understand what your highs and lows look like for you, the more in acceptance you're going to be. So I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my unmotivated afternoon. I do have a really fantastic phone call coming up with a client where we're doing value work again. And based on yesterday's video, you all know that I love to work with value systems and belief systems. So I am pumped about that particular phone call. Outside of that, though, I'm going to enjoy the rainy afternoon and just chill. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out. You know that I love to connect with you all, and I would definitely love to know or love to hear from you. What would you like me to cover more of in 2017? Because my passion and my purpose for this group is really to deliver information. Sorry about that noise, by the way. That's the deck being built. They're drumming into concrete. I really want to deliver information and content that you find valuable, that is really going to empower your life on a day-to-day basis. So please send through your suggestions, send through what you're looking for out of me, and next year I'll be sure to cover it as best I possibly can. Until then, have a wonderful afternoon, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Mwah! See you, girls.